All right, guys, we're back for another math lesson. We're going to do lesson 8.8 today, but before we're going to do a review. So, can anybody tell me what column is? Right, so if we have a shape and we divide that shape into columns, going up and down is going to be your column. Okay, and then your next word of review is rows, or you can say a row. Okay, and if I was to divide that in half, this is my row and this is my row. So I have two rows in my object. All right, so that was a small review of our columns and rows because we are going to be working on that today in our 8.8 lesson. Okay, all right, so let me get that erased. All right, so here is my target for today. My target is I can find the total number of objects in an array and write a number model with the answer. We're working specifically with equal groups in our arrays because that's what you want, is because an array is an arrangement of objects in rows and columns, and I wanted to add with you guys that every object that's in the array has a partner. That's important because you don't want to have in an array where there's one that is missing. So before I draw it, let me show you. So I've got my counters here, and I want to sit these counters into equal groups, and I'm going to build an array with it. Okay, so first of all, I can put them in groups of 2. That's pretty easy, right? All right. Oh, come on. I'm matching the colors too. I don't know why I did that. That's funny. Just where my brain went. Okay, so everybody has a partner, and this is an array. This would be my rows, okay, and then my individual columns. So I would say I list my rows first. It's two rows. So this is an array that is a 2-row, and then how many in each column? In each row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is, and we've been doing that on our daily math routine, this is a 2 by 6 array, okay? So now what if I wanted to put them in groups of 3? Okay, so now I have 3 rows, okay? And then I am going to build my array this way. Does every row have equal numbers? They do. Everybody has a partner. Even though 3 is an odd number, this group as a whole, this group matches this group, and this group, and this group, as well as this row matches this row and this row as well. So everything has a partner. But if I wanted to put them in, say, 5s, okay? I'll be making 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wouldn't have enough. So that's why it's important that every object has a partner, because I wouldn't want to leave it like that, because this row would not have a partner to go into with its group. So it has to be every object has a partner. So this would be a 5 by 2 array, but with those extras we can't build a true equal groups array with the number that we have given. Okay? All right, so just wanted to make sure that you understand all of them have to be equal groups. All right, so we understand what an array is. And now I want you to turn to Math Journal. Oh, not Math Journal. Let me turn my page. And I have a question for you, okay? So you can write this on a piece of paper at home. If you have a dry erase board, you can use a dry erase board. But here's my question. Andrew, yes, I'm talking about you. Andrew bought 3 packs of gum. There were 5 sticks in each pack. How many sticks of gum did he buy? Draw a picture to show your answer. Now, I want you to pause the video, but before you pause it, I want you to draw a picture to show your answer. And like we would be in class, I want you to draw it out and try to explain it. So I want you to be able to do that. All right, give you time to do that. Now, looking at your drawings, did you have, some of you may have had, you had 3 packs of gum. 1 pack, 2 packs, 3 packs, okay? And there were 5 sticks in each pack. Some of you may have said, okay, there's 5, 5, 5. You could have done that. Or you could have said there were 3 packs. And you may have drawn tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? I mean, that's a possibility, right? Or some of you may have just said, okay, I know I have, I'm going to have 3. And in each, there were going to be 5. All right. So any of your drawings that represent how you represented it, it's going to be quite acceptable. But when you're doing this, I want you to think, does everybody have, this group has a partner and it matches that group? You have to make sure that all your partners are matching. Now I want to see if you can write a number model for what you just did. Okay? All right, I'm going to pause the video. Okay, so did you come up with a number model that said 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals, what did you come up with? You're correct, 15. So if that was your number model, you did good. Do you understand how, if you did not come up with 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15, do you see how how the answer should be that? 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15. In any one of my drawings, you would see that I'm adding by my groups, which are 5. All right, good job. All right, did you notice, I have a note to myself, make sure that in each group, all the groups have equal numbers. So that's why you want to make sure, because we're talking about equal groups and building an arrays. Speaking of which, does that look like an array? Yeah, it does. And that specifically is where we used X's to determine or to write. You could do dots. That's another way that you could build some arrays. All right, so let's work on some arrays and we're going to build some number models. So if Miss Foster said I wanted you to build, I'm going to put it on here, build arrays. I wanted you to have a 2 by 6 array. Okay, how many rows? 2. How many in each row? 6. Okay, so here's my rows. I'm going to do X's. You can do anything you want on your piece of paper. I've been doing these in our daily math routine. This is where Miss Foster always has you prepared for lessons. All right, so this is a 2. There's 2 rows. How many in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I want you to write a number model. So in our daily math routines, Ms. Foster's been making you write the total. Like you can look at that now and know that there's the total of that is going to be 12, but the number model for that is going to be row plus row. So you're going to have 6 plus 6 equals 12. That would be your answer for a 2 by 6 array. All right. Again, if I'm going too fast, pause the video. All right, let's practice another one. Let's do a 3 by 4 array. Okay, how many rows? 3. And then how many in each row? 4. So I'm gonna do X's again. 1 row, 2 row, 3 rows. How many in each row? 4. There's my 4. Everybody has a partner. So like this group matches this group matches that group. Everybody has a partner because equal groups. And then how would I write my number model? Okay. Good. You're seeing that. I'm going to say 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals what? Good job. 12. All right, let's practice one more. We're going to practice one more easy one, I think, and then I'll make you do a hard one. All right, so let's do a 7 by 3 array. So how many rows? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And how many are in each row? 3. And then we're going to fill these in. Make sure you are putting your partners in there so that they're equal groups. Good job. All right, and how will I be adding those? Okay, that's going to be a long one, isn't it? 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 3, plus 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 1 more. Okay, and that's going to equal what? Well, I know 3 plus 3 is 6, and 3 plus 3 is 6, and 3 plus 3 is 6, right? I know 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 6 plus 3. I know how you want to do that. You might want to choose your easier numbers to add. Okay. You can say 12 plus 6. I know 2 plus 6 is 8. So add that 10. That's going to give me 18. 18 plus 3 equals 21. Would there have been an easier way to have added all these numbers? Yeah. We could have said 7 plus 7 plus 7 equals, and I know 7 plus 7, my doubles fact is 14, plus 7 more. I can do the math in my head, count up to 7, or I can know that 4 plus 7 is 11, and add that to my 10 gives me 21. So there is some math that you can do in your head. When you get to larger numbers, it's like addition, you can flip how you add. But we're practicing adding by rows, but I wanted to show you that little trick because that was a lot of 3s. And sometimes you can add the larger numbers because y'all are good in math. And if you know how to write the number model, you can flip them because you're always going to come up with the same answer. All right. Now the hard one. That was a big one. That took up my whole board. All right, here's the hard one because this one tries to trick you. All right, let's do a 1 by 5 array. How many rows? 1. How many are going to be in each row? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what would my number model be? I'm adding my rows. So 5 plus 0 equals 5. See how that one's kind of tricky? Because we have our answer on our board, sometimes we don't want to do that 0, but we're not adding another row. So it's 5 plus 0 equals 5. All right, that's your hard one for the day. All right, so I thought it would be helpful if we went around the house, and I wanted to show you if you can see some arrays, because we have arrays in our homes. If we were at school, we would look in school or some of the arrays that we have in our classrooms. So instead of just imagining them, I'm going to take you on a tour of my house, and we're going to find some arrays in different places in my house. All right, I found some cuties that I have in my house. So let's put these in an array group. Oh, I can slide that one back in over here. Look at that. So what would my array be? How many rows do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many are in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. I have 20 halos in my house as an array. All right, that's one way. Let's go find something else. Okay, I found a hard one. Oh, sorry, you have to see the trash. But this is the hard one that we talked about earlier. Look at my cabinets. That's an array. How many rows do I have? 3. And how many are in each row? 1. So adding my rows together would be 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 3. Good job. Okay, here's another piece of furniture that I have in my house. Sorry for the glare. So what kind of array would this be? Good. How many rows do you have? That's your first number that you lead with. And how many are in each row? Good. So I have a 3 by 2 array, and I would be adding 2 plus 2 plus 2, which equals what? You're right, you got it, 6. Good job. All right, here's another funny one. I'm gonna move my cushions out of the way because I have an array here. Here's my couch. If I'm looking at the top of my couch, the top and the bottom and the cushions, what kind of array is that? Yep. How many rows and how many in each row? Yeah, I have a 2 by 2 array, and what would be the number model? 2 plus 2 equals 4. Good job. Okay, now we're back. We are going to build, oops, my little camera's shaking. Now we're going to build some arrays. So we're going to practice some with some counters at home. You can use coins. If you have counters, you can use counters. And for fun, if you have some candies. I can't do this too loud because Mr. Foster will come running. This is his candy. He may get really hungry or angry that I'm taking his candy. So let's just build some arrays and do some practices. Okay, so let's just put some, I've already done my counters, but let's just do some coins. You can use a mix and match. We can say they're all circles. That's an attribute. They're all circles, and I can choose to do all the pennies, or I can use the whole group. But I want to build an array with my counters. 2s are always easy, but I want you to stretch your mind a little bit and try to rearrange groups to see if you can put them in larger groups. And when they don't have equal partners, move them away. So now, what kind of array did I just build with my money? Good. How many rows do I have? 3. And how many are in each row? 3. And how would I do the math on that? 3 plus 3 plus 3 will give you 9. Good job. All right, let's use my candies. Get that off. I probably should have used my candy first. I definitely won't eat my candy after touching the money. All right, let's see what we got. All right, I'm gonna build an array with these. Again, 2s are easy. I want you to stretch your mind and try to do some that are a little bit harder. All right, I'm gonna do 4. Ooh, that worked out perfect. Didn't even know that. And everybody has a partner, so that's equal groups. Good job. And so what would my array be for that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So a 4 by 2 array. And how would I do a number model for that? 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 2 and 2 is 4. 2 and 2 is 4, and 4 and 4 equals 8. All right, good job. All right, so I want you to take about 2 or 3 minutes and go and find something that you can use as counters. And I want you to build a couple of arrays, and I want you to draw them out on a piece of paper or show them to your mom. You're not turning this into Miss Foster, but I do want to see that you are building some arrays, because watching Miss Foster doing it and then doing it yourself is 2 different things. So I want to make sure that you know how to build some arrays. All right, so pause the video and go build some arrays. Okay, now we're back. I hope you had found some unique arrays to build. I would be really interested to know what you did. If you want to snap a picture or get mom to snap a picture of the craziest one that you built and then put it on our Edmodo, you know me with words. I want you to go do that, and that would be something fun that you can share, and I will put it in our posting. I'll put the best one in our post, and then that way we can all see each other doing some fun arrays. All right, so I got some number stories that I want to share with you before we get started on our math page. And here's our number story. Your family has 3 bicycles. Each bicycle has 2 wheels. How many wheels are there in all? Okay, so first of all, how many bikes have I have? There's going to be 3 bikes. And on each bike, there are 2 wheels. Okay, so here's my bicycle 1, here's my bicycle 2, and here's my bicycle 3. So I'm building an array. What would my number model for that array be? Yes, you got it. 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. Good job. All right, I'm going to erase that one. I have another number story for you. My number story here says, you see a pattern of floor tiles with 4 columns of tiles and 4 tiles in each column. How many tiles are there in all? Okay, so that's where we got to remember our columns and our rows. So I see floor tiles with 4 columns. Okay, so it's going to be 4 columns. There's 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. These are going to be my columns. And how many are in each column? It said 4. Okay. So this must be like somebody's floor at home when they made this number story. My tiles at home don't look like that. So there's my array. I have 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there are 4 in each column. And so what would my number model be? 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals, okay, we can do the math. We know that 4 plus 4 equals what? Good job, 8. And then you have another one, 4 plus 4 equals 8. That's a doubles fact. 8 plus 8 equals, you got it, 16. Good job. All right, one more and we're almost finished. I know, I can hear you saying, Miss Foster, is it almost time for recess? Well, if we were at school, it would be, but right now, We are doing this, and I don't know what time you're doing it. So the last number story I wanted to share with you. It says part of a calendar shows 3 weeks with 7 days in each week. How many weeks are there in all? So I have 3 weeks, and there are 7 days in a week. I know that. So on a calendar, when you're looking at a calendar, these are going to be your rows. So I'm going to have 3 rows because those are my 3 weeks. And how many days? 7. Good job. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you want to, boys and girls, you can actually use your counters to do this. You don't have to do all the drawings if you don't want to. You can set it up for whenever you're working at home. And I encourage you, when you're working on your math page, which we're about to get to, if you want to pull your counters out for that, that'll help you to be able to see it as well. All right, so let me finish my drawing. I should have been drawing when I was talking. I'm sorry. All right, so everybody has a partner. Remember, it's equal groups. Check over your work and make sure. And then now, how would I do the math on this? What would be my number model? I have to count by my rows, which is 7 plus 7 plus 7, and it equals. So here is a doubles fact. 7 plus 7. If you're having a hard time with that one, go with a number fact that you know, a doubles fact that you know, and work around it. I know 6 plus 6 is 12, so 7 plus 7 would be 14, and I'm going to add 7 more. Okay, again, if that's hard, do the easy math in your head. What is 4 plus 7? That is an 11. Add my 10, and my answer is 21. Okay. All right. So that is our practices. Now I need you to get out your math journal and turn to page 210. While I erase, you get out your math journal. We are working on math journal page 210. So I want you to put TKA at the top of the page. Ms. Foster is working with you. And you are going to be working with equal groups and array number stories, which is what we were doing before when I had given you those stories about the bicycle wheels and then the floor tiles, and the last one talking about the calendar. So just to review that we are working to make sure that they have equal numbers in those groups. So for each number story, you have to draw a picture, then answer the question and write a number model, which we have been doing, okay? I'm going to do number 1 with you, but you are going to complete 2, 3, and 4 on your own. Number 4 is to try this, so really work hard at it. Don't go straight to your home teacher and ask for help right away, and don't worry about the names. You can, that name right there is May. We have Mr. Young, and we have Sandy. That would be an easy one. Okay, number 1. There are 3 rows of cans on the shelf with 4 cans in each row. So 3 rows, and how many are in each row? 4 cans. So how many cans are there in all? So how many rows? 3. You can draw it with your X's. 3. And how many are in each row? 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then make your number model match. I mean your groups match. And then now you are going to count them, and then you're going to write your number model. Remember, you always start with your rows and you're adding your rows together. So I'm going to stop right there because I want to see how much you have understood our lesson for today. And then I have instructions for Mom to be able to check your work and maybe send that to me. So get busy on that. All right, before I forget and leave you off to go finish page 210, I wanted to remind you, what is our target for today? I can find the total number of objects in an array and write a number model with the answer. So that was what we were doing when we were building our arrays, making sure everything has equal groups, and to be able to write a number model, starting with your rows, counting by your rows to write your number model. And remember, an array is an arrangement of objects in rows and columns, but every object has to have a partner. So if you have extras, you have not built an array that has equal groups. So you want to make sure that you're building equal groups with your arrays. All right, boys and girls, have a good rest of your day. Maybe you can go outside for recess. Ask Mom.